Last week, Barrie City Council passed two important motions related to the city's housing and encampment crisis. Amid protesters and security and police presence, city voted to increase its development charge waiver fund from $30 million to $80 million to boost affordable housing construction. The DC holiday waives city fees for qualifying developments that include at least 20% affordable units. The program already has interest from developers planning hundreds of rental units, including affordable ones. Mayor Alex Nuttall called it a historic move to address Barrie's housing needs and told the council that it is designed to incentivize builders with the waived fees to be recouped through future property taxes.
And so by increasing to 80 million, you're talking about a 20% increase. So we should be able to get to 380 or 400, somewhere in that number, by investing this $80 million. So the last major build in the city of Barrie was 120 units over in Mill Creek. And this will far, far, far surpass that. When you couple this investment with what Mapleview Church is doing, creating another 31 units, I believe. Then you look at what the county's doing that the city's paying a quarter of, where there's another 300 and some odd units in Simcoe County, of which 215 are in the city of Barrie. What you're seeing are hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of units being created for affordability in the city.
While the mayor referenced affordable housing during the discussion, the term covers a wide range of income levels as defined in the city's housing strategy. Under that policy, affordable rent is lesser than 30% of gross income for low to moderate income households or the average market rent in the region. According to the city's 2022 data, this means affordable monthly rent in Barrie could range from over $600 to over $2,000 depending on the target income group. It is not clear how the developers would use this to set monthly rents. The city also passed a new bylaw, Bill 110, in under 10 minutes during the same meeting. Mayor Alex Nuttall was at odds with several of his councillors over the motion.
So I just want to be really clear. This isn't a wintertime move, okay? This is a permanent move. The encampments are no longer welcome.
The 5-page document, packed with 19 provisions and thousands of words, was approved. Only two councillors, Jim Harris and Bryn Hamilton, asked questions.
We're not handing out fines to people in encampments, right? Like, we're not looking at implementing new fines.
We do not issue fines to those living in encampments. This bylaw applies to a number of different things throughout the city, and the fines that are in the bylaw are issued for a number of different matters. Not just, this bylaw is a citywide bylaw. It's not just directed at one thing.
Two other councillors, Amy Koser and Anne-Marie Kungal, who had previously opposed similar motions, were not present during the meeting. The bylaw was passed the same night it was introduced, under a declared state of emergency tied to homelessness and public safety. In interviews with Simcoe Community Media, two community members, against whom police were called for displaying signs in the council chamber, criticized the bill.
This is the same bylaw that they tried to pass 2 years ago that would make it illegal to give out food and water to people. They have went ahead and passed that tonight without any input from the public, without any proper form of democracy, and have pushed it in tonight. So we were here tonight to show up in the way that we could, with our posters being our voice for us, since we were not given the opportunity to voice physically, and yeah, that's why we're here today.
When you look at like Jordan's Life, although I am officially like a Facebook group, I am not a legal group or a charity. So again, that would infringe on my rights to do that.
To be human.
And to be human.
To be human and to be in community. Like, when you're in community and you're getting together with people, what are you doing? You're eating food, drinking water, having fun in community together,
And I can't say I'm going to stop dressing wounds, because I'm going to continue to dress wounds. I will be arrested for it. I've already obtained lawyers because I know I'm going to be arrested for it, because I am not going to subject my humanity for a justice system that's obviously broken.
The bylaw expands the city's control over public spaces. It prohibits a wide range of activities on city property, including busking without permission, distributing items such as food or clothing, using offensive language in public libraries, setting up tents, blocking sidewalks, even accidentally dropping a piece of paper. The meeting agenda sets fine ranging from $100 to $1,000, but the bylaw also allows for a maximum $5,000 penalty if someone is convicted in court. Council attempted to pass a similar bylaw 2 years ago that would have made it illegal to distribute food or other essentials items on city property. After widespread protest inside and outside City Hall, the plan was delayed. However, provision number 8 of Bill 110 contains nearly identical language, though it offers some exceptions. We reached out to the mayor's office on Thursday for clarification but have not received a response. The meeting also saw an escalation I have never witnessed in my 4 years of covering City Hall. Council security called police to enforce a no signs policy in the council chamber. The signs carried messages such as kindness is not a crime, support not fines, more support less suppression, do better Barrie, and support not sweeps. City Clerk Wendy Cook, who appeared to be directing enforcement, asked protesters to remove the signs. Protesters refused, saying it was the only way to make their voices heard since the city had not allowed deputations or held a public meeting on the motion.
There's a sign on the door that says no signs are allowed in the chamber. So please remove them.
Our signs are not posing any threat to anybody. We are sitting here. The only reason why I'm speaking right now is because you guys are trying to say that we cannot. We are not trying to disturb this. You guys are creating the disturbance by trying to say that we cannot stand here with our signs, which we have every right to do because you have not given us a position or a time to be able to speak on this matter, and we have every right to do so. So because of that, our signs will be staying because that is the only way to have our voices heard on this matter. Please continue. I am not trying to disturb this wonderful night for all of these wonderful young people.
A Garda security guard then called police. As police were arriving in the council chambers, a visiting vice principal from Germany, Alex Müller, was delivering a speech about democracy and shared values.
These are values that are more important today than ever. Community spirit instead of selfishness, tolerance instead of rejection, engagement instead of indifference, respect instead of disrespect, to name just a few. These are fundamental elements of functioning democracies, and these functioning democracies are more endangered than ever. Worldwide, we see and feel the decline.
However, the senior security officer from Garda, Chris, and responding police officers de-escalated the situation. They informed protesters that they had every right to be there and took no action against the signs. Before the final vote on the bill, Mayor Alex Nuttall dismissed concerns from other councillors and clarified that the bylaws were not a temporary measure for winter. He stated that it represents a permanent stance.
This isn't a wintertime move, okay? This is a permanent move. The encampments are no longer welcome. They were never safe. And to accept otherwise would be not taking the facts into consideration. And it doesn't matter if they're on the side of a road, or they're in a forest, or they're in a park. There are massive amounts of drugs, weapons, and individuals, both those who are taking advantage of victims and victims inside of the encampments, and victims around them. And I think we need to be very, very, very clear, which is why I declared the state of emergency, on what the expectation is in the city of Barrie. The expectation in the city of Barrie is that if you want help, and you want housing, and you want support, then we are here to help. We'll bring in the county, they will bring in the agencies, and provide the support necessary. If you want to live in addiction on the side of a road, in the forest, or in a park that's supposed to be meant for kids to be playing in, please find somewhere else that has those sanctioned areas, because Barrie no longer has these encampments sanctioned.
The motion was passed unanimously in the absence of two councillors, Anne-Marie Kungal and Amy Corser. The following includes interviews and coverage from the meeting, which features recognition of the 2012 Boys Barrie Soccer Club for an outstanding season, winning 6 out of 7 tournaments across North America, and the city's welcome of a delegation from Zweibrücken, Germany, Barrie's sister city, as part of a long-running student exchange program.
Currently, we are inside City Hall, Barrie City Hall, because there was a meeting tonight to make some amendment to a bylaw. This is the same bylaw that they tried to pass 2 years ago that would make it illegal to give out food and water to people. They have went ahead and passed that tonight without any input from the public, without any proper form of democracy, and have pushed it in tonight. So we were here tonight to show up in the way that we could, with our posters being our voice for us, since we were not given the opportunity to voice physically. And yeah, that's why we're here today.
You know, I came here today because I was here 2 years ago when they first started to try to pass this bill, and they talked about wording. Now, when I was here today, I didn't get clarification about whether we would be fined as charities and as organizations, and nobody really asked that question. The question that was asked was whether the encampment people would be fined, and the answer was no, which is we are grateful for. But it kind of leaves the wording very vague, as I was discussing with our lawyers about that. So what comes next and how things are going to come around in this now approved bylaw is to be determined, but we have been talking to different organizations because obviously it's a bylaw that was passed without due notice for the public and without our deputations, without our voices and our responses.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and it being the exact same bylaw as it was 2 years ago, no wording change at all, was very alarming to all of us, and we needed to be here for that.
When you
That's
look
humanity.
at like Jordan's Life, although I am officially like a Facebook group, I am not a legal group or a charity. So again, that would infringe on my rights to do that.
To be human.
And to be
literally
human.
to be human and to be in community. Like when you're in community and you're getting together with people, what are you doing? You're eating food, you know, drinking water, you know, getting like having fun in community together, you know?
And I can't say I'm gonna stop dressing wounds because I'm going to continue to dress wounds. I will be arrested for it. I've already attained lawyers because I know I'm going to be arrested for it, because I am not going to subject my humanity for a justice system that's obviously broken.
Yeah, and I'm not going to bypass somebody on the street who clearly needs some water or a granola bar or something, and because I am able to give them a granola bar or a water, I'm not going to not do that because Barrie has realized that being human is illegal, and we're not allowed to be kind or loving here. But I myself, and I'm pretty sure quite a few other people in this lovely town, because people do care here, neglectful of our council and a handful of people aside, people do care here, and we do not agree with the way things are being done. We want a kinder approach. We want a more humane approach. And one of the ways we do that is by doing outreach. And this bylaw is trying to stop outreach, essentially, and is trying to break people up and further create this crisis, make things worse. That's all this bylaw is doing.
And statistically, this is just a rerun of being tough on crime, and all these tough on crime things that have come out in full force since Harper haven't worked. It's actually escalated. We are becoming very unsafe because they keep repeating the same insanity that is getting us nowhere, or giving us a piece of a project or a piece of the pie and not implementing the entire program and expecting that it's going to do well. Well, an umbrella will not cover you in the rain if you only have one panel.
Yeah.
It doesn't work.
No. If you look at the timeline of it all, we had that tragic incident that happened, that tragic murder that happened, and instead of meeting with encampment members and treating the situation like the tragic situation it was and meeting with people who may have been traumatized by it and that were there, instead he swept the encampment. He used it as a way to approach that all encampments are terrible, all encampments are bad, all encampments need to go, and he used that to push this narrative and this stigma that is just simply not true. When you actually do this work, you see very, very quickly that it is not true. It is stigma, and it is a shield that people like Mayor Nuttall hide behind to push things like this and to get people to use people's anger against them and further create this crisis, when he's been told multiple times of different solutions that he could do, and he's ignored them, making this crisis worse by sweeping encampments, re-traumatizing people. People are lost all over Barrie right now. He hasn't done anything.
It looks a lot worse in Barrie.
And it's worse, making it worse, all while going in interviews and talking about how, no, this is better, this is how we do it, people shouldn't be intense, this is not, blah, 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 acting as if activists are, that's what we're fighting for. We don't want people intense, that's not what we're fighting for. But when you are dealing with a crisis where there is not enough adequate housing, not enough shelter space, and just simply put, not enough space or anywhere for people to go, encampments do help, and they are a logical, natural, and a helpful way for people in the fact that where we are, which is kind of proving to the point on how bad this crisis is, to the fact that encampments are the one way that people are finding community. So we don't need more fines, which is what this bylaw is. We don't need more police. We don't need more sweeps. We don't need more violence and hate put towards our community by pushing them all around town. We need supports. People need to be treated with kindness and love and meet where they're at, and be able to have supports for people, supports that help them get from one phase to another, to another, to another. Because this one-size-fit-all mentality for dealing with trauma and addiction and the homeless crisis and everything doesn't work. Human beings, one-size-fits-all does not work for human beings, and we need to stop acting that way when approaching crisis.
And I wanted to touch on the environmental issue. He's talking about E. coli, and for years, I think it's been 2016 since the environment standards have started doing these initiatives about geese and seagulls. So last year, Mayor Nuttall hired a hawk to take care of the seagulls at the landfill here in Barrie. The concern was the mess and, of course, the E. coli. Now, 10% every year is the increase for geese in the area. The last count was December of 2016 at 2,084. So at 10% each year of the increase of geese. So naturally, there will be E. coli from homeless people because they don't have toilets. But as a natural reserve in our world of everywhere that's going on, we do have an overabundance of E. coli because of an overpopulation of geese.
Yeah.
And nobody's hunting anymore because
And I'll add to that, Mayor Nuttall has been told multiple times that something as simple as putting a porta potty in an encampment would have solved this issue, because human beings will choose to use a toilet over squatting over a bush.
So the council meeting did start with $80 million allocated towards the housing project.
specifically for people of Barrie. Now, culturally, we can travel all over the world whenever we want to and land in any township that we feel like we want to. There is no law that says that we can't. So now he wants to provide just Barrie residents, but people come to Barrie for services. So what about those people that need those services that Barrie provides?
And I'm sorry, affordable for who? Because that is a very big question as well. Affordable housing can mean a lot of things. Who's it affordable for? Who's actually going to be using these units, and are they actually going to be used for the impression that is being pushed out to the public? Because as we know, over and over and over again, with dealing with governments and councils, they say a lot of stuff and the actions do not line up. So eyes need to be on this. People need to be aware.
I really don't think that these fines would be upstanding in the court of law. And if they are in the democracy of what Barrie is creating, then we can take it to a superior court, because honestly, this is
ridiculous.
Foolish.
It's ridiculous.
It's a very foolish bylaw that's going to just take more money to enforce, where they could be putting more money into social services for people instead of enforcing bylaws against humanity.
Because it's not going to stop anything. Like me and Angela and, like I said, a few other people that I can think of, we're not going to trade our humanity and our kindness away under a threat of a fine. Life is a little bit too more important to me to be selling my soul like that. So, you know, this is just, it's pointless. It's pointless.
So just last question about, police were being called. They entered at the same time when the member of a German delegation was talking about the threat to democracy and the importance of democracy. So
I'm shocked that they would call the police to clear us out of there because it is our legal right to protest. We weren't going to be disruptive in any way, shape, or form, but they have been disruptive to us because they haven't given us a chance to have a voice, a deputation, like any other issue would have.
Yep. And the reason why...
And they took it away from us.
And that's why the police were called and showed up at the meeting tonight, because they tried to take away our voice once again by saying that we cannot hold our posters and show our posters. But this is our voice, and our voice was taken away. We were not going to allow that to happen again. So I very calmly stated that and said that no, we will not be leaving. We are simply here. We're not causing a disturbance. We are not stopping your meeting. Feel free to go ahead. And next thing we know, the cops were showing up, and I found out that interaction is why they were called. Because apparently there was an argument. So again, it's just further scare tactics, further fear tactics, further strategizing to make this crisis what it is. And the people, and if we have any way of stopping it, people need to stand up to it. That's just as simple as that. I don't plan to really make many changes, and like Angela said, they passed the bylaw, but we will see how it actually rolls out, because fining people for giving out food is disgusting, and
I'm not changing anything.
I'm not changing anything, so I guess we'll see.
My routine will stay the same. The police know when I'm out and when I'm not, so they can pick me up then
we'll see what happens.
Find me then and see what happens. But I honestly don't believe most of the police officers would even feel comfortable giving a fine.
For giving out food and water,
for food and water.
It's ridiculous. It's ridiculous. And if you do feel fine giving that out as a police officer, then you are in the wrong job.
No, I think we need to bring everybody in and digest what we've just gone through.
Have everyone's eyes on it. People need to pay attention because, usually when we need people to rally, it's a moment. It's a moment. So, keep your eyes on it. Be aware. Talk about it in your daily life. And don't stop being kind. Don't stop giving things out to people. Don't let this take away your humanity.
Thank you.
Thanks.
Protest and we are used to have our voice on this one. I'm so sorry, you're not allowed to. We have our right to protest and this is a public meeting. It's not allowed, you don't have to have the signs, you can talk to them otherwise. No, they don't listen to us and they don't talk to us, so this is our way of having our voice heard. This is the only way our voice is allowed to be heard, so no, we will not be removing our signs. We will not be removing our signs.
It's okay, I can call them on the school phone. Thank you.
There's a sign on the door that says no signs are allowed in the chamber. So please remove them.
Go young people. You got it.
We are not being disruptive. We are just here, as is our right. Please continue. Our signs are not posing any threat to anybody. We are sitting here. The only reason why I'm speaking right now is because you guys are trying to say that we cannot. We are not trying to disturb this. You guys are creating the disturbance by trying to say that we cannot stand here with our signs, which we have every right to do because you have not given us a position or a time to be able to speak on this matter, and we have every right to do so. So because of that, our signs will be staying because that is the only way to have our voices heard on this matter. Please continue. I am not trying to disturb this wonderful night for all of these wonderful young people. Please continue.
They've got a lot more this year, as you could hear as people stood up, right, guys? You guys did really, really well this year. So we're going to go through each of those presentations and awards in a few moments. Until then, we're just going to go through the confirmation of the minutes. It is the first item on the agenda, and we are looking at the minutes for the meetings held September 17th, 2025, and September 24, 2025. They've been circulated. Are there any corrections from members of council? I'm seeing none, so those are adopted as printed and circulated. Now we're going to move into awards and recognition. As I said, there's two sets of awards and recognition this evening. We're going to begin with our 2012 Boys I-Model Barrie Soccer Club team on qualifying for the I-Model C1 division and their successful season. So it's my job on behalf of Barrie City Council to welcome you back this evening and to congratulate you on the massive successes that you've had this season. The team was able to play in 7 tournaments, bringing home 6 championships and 1 second place result, which is incredible to have that type of consistency. So I'd now like to invite Fabio down to the microphone. It's a little bit different than last year. You're facing that way this year if you can, and I'll come and join you after you've completed your comments about the season, and then we'll hand out the stuff together.
Okay, good evening, everyone. I would like to start express my sincere gratitude to our Mayor Alex for welcoming us once again, as he mentioned, to celebrate incredible achievement of our team. Thank you for ongoing support. I see you on Harvey Park coaching some boys over there, and for allowing us to this special occasion. A big thank you to the Barrie Soccer Club for all support and dedication they provide to our team throughout the season. I especially want to acknowledge Will, Grant, Donil, and Jerry for their tireless efforts. I also want to recognize Coach Gary for their leadership and guidance. So we're here with me. They've been integral to our success. A special shout out to my wife, Priscilla, who is the team manager. Your dedication and hard work behind the scenes made everything possible. I couldn't have done it without you. Thanks for the City of Barrie for maintaining our fields. We practice all over the place, pretty much every day. We really appreciate, and you guys are part of that. So every time that we see those folks maintaining, they are part of our team as well. And finally, thank you for all the parents for your support. Kids here, this amazing group of kids has had the privilege of representing the colors of our city across North America, honoring our community and embodying values that make Barrie special. Whether locally, nationally or internationally, the 2012 Boys Barrie Soccer Club has proudly spread our city names far and wide, making many searches for city of Barrie on the map. Many times we go to space, oh, where's Barrie, where's Barrie? I'm pretty sure all the teams that we play, they know who Barrie is now. So beyond the wins, what I hope these young athletes remember most are the life lessons we learned together along the way. The importance of resilience, teamwork, and perseverance, that together we are strong, together. No one gets anywhere alone. Remember every day that hard work pays off. It doesn't matter whether we win or lose. What truly matters are the lessons we take from each experience. It has been an honor. To serve you guys as a coach. Watching you grow and develop every day on a VIP seat has been a real privilege. I really appreciate you guys. And this is just one step in an exciting journey these young athletes have ahead of them. Thank you all very much. Thank you very much.
Amazing. Thank you so much.
Yeah, it's our jersey. And
amazing. And you went all over North America.
New York, Minnesota,
So the
Virginia.
USA Cup in Minneapolis?
Yeah, we got second place. We won Revolution Cup. And not only that, the way that these kids behave and like respect the game, and they actually represent our city on the best way they could.
Amazing, amazing. I actually went to the USA Cup probably maybe a year or two older.
Okay.
And I'm not sure that we had the same standard you guys did. So keep that up. That's good. Do you want to call everyone up? Okay. So when you're coming up, if you come down here, we're going to take a team photo right in this circle here. Okay?
Okay. Isaac. Milano. Caleb.
You forgot this.
Pedro. Weston. Jason. Vic. Magnus. Aiden. Emmett. Tyler. Matthias. Luki. Jaden. Riker. Artur. Nathan. Ethan. Coach Gary. Priscilla. Thank you very much. Thank you very much.
Well, again, congratulations. And before we move on to the second presentation, we know that any team that does well has great leadership. And with our young people, the volunteers, the coach, the trainers, the assistant coaches, the manager, invest a lot of time and effort in our young people. So if we could give an applaud of gratitude to those who've led the way of our young people. And the team I coached this summer finished 1-10, so it's probably the leadership there. Next, we're going to invite our friends from Zweibrücken, but I think one of the interesting things I just want to highlight for our friends that are visiting us here this evening is that soccer football, is actually a major growing sport in Canada. It's actually the #1 sport in the country for the number of people that play it, which is not what you would think of Canada, right? You think of hockey, maybe lacrosse, and some other things. But it's becoming a major staple, and that's thanks to, obviously, all of the professional, semi-professional, the coaches, and the volunteers that are bringing it forward so much. Now I'd like to call upon Jeff Toole from the Simcoe County District School Board Global Perspectives Program to approach the podium. And you'd like to come and say a few words about the international delegation visiting us here from Helmholtz Gymnasium in the twin city of Zweibrücken, Germany. Mr. Toole.
You can come up with me, babe. My name's Jeff Toole. I am the Global Perspectives Coordinator at Innisdale Secondary School. I've been here many times, and I always say the same thing. This night is not really for me to be speaking. It's for somebody much more articulate to come up, and I'm going to introduce that person in a moment. But I would like to say quickly a huge thank you to our Mayor, Alex Nuttall, Mark Satchku at the IRC International Relations Committee. Without your support, this program is not as vibrant as it is. I'd also like to thank the Simcoe County District School Board, who supports us tirelessly, vigorously, and the teachers who helped me run this program, Karen Parnell, Matt Torlay, and Jamie Babcock. They need to be recognized as well. In addition to that, we have 3 teachers from Helmholtz Gymnasium. Okay, that's in a place called Zweibrücken, Germany, and that's Barrie's sister city. And they are here with us tonight, and I'd like to address them. Marika Schuler, thank you for joining us. Vice Principal Alex Mueller, thank you. And Director/Principal Kirsten Keene, thank you for coming and joining us tonight. Like I said, I could talk about Global forever. I'm really proud of what we've been able to accomplish over the last I've been in charge over a decade, but when the godfather of Global, David Morrison, was in charge, I mean, this has been going on for a quarter of a century. I can't believe that I'm saying that. I used to have hair when I started this program. So that said, I would like to call someone up from Zweibrücken who will be speaking on behalf of the school, the Helmholtz Gymnasium. I'd like to call up Alex Mueller, please and thank you.
Dear Mayor Nuttall, city councillors, members of the International Relations Committee, citizens of Barrie, fellow teachers, students and friends, dear ladies and gentlemen. It's a great honor for me to speak before you today as a representative of the exchange group from Zweibrücken. Year after year, we are invited to participate as guests in the city council meeting, and we are invited to address you during the session. This is a sign of your appreciation for the partnership between our two cities, Barrie and Zweibrücken, as well as between Innisdale Secondary High School and the Helmholtz Gymnasium in Zweibrücken. In the fall of 2024, we had the pleasure of welcoming a delegation from Barrie at Helmholtz Gymnasium in Zweibrücken. It was a particular special that we, Principal Ms. Kiem, and I had the opportunity to personally meet the founder of the partnership between Barrie and Zweibrücken, Mr. Jean-Maurice Pichot, accompanied by Mr. Thompson, here he is, yeah. Mr. Harris, Ms. Guevara, Mr. Jones, and Mr. Hay. We discussed with students involved in the exchange program the significance and value of the academic program Global Perspectives at Innisdale High School for the students of both our schools. Over the past more than 25 years, approximately 1,400 Canadian and German students have participated in this unique program, gaining experiences that have profoundly and sustainably shaped their lives. Each year, our students return from Canada changed, not just because of their experiences with Tim Hortons bagels, beaver tails pastry, or poutine. Year after year, it becomes evident that the exchange offers invaluable benefits. The students return a bit more mature and independent. It is remarkable what these 8 weeks of intensive experiences shared by the youth from both cities bring in terms of positive developments for their individual growth and the cultivation of social skills. And many more people are involved on both sides. Parents, siblings, grandparents, as well as teachers of the students, so that in varying degrees, about 10,000 individuals have had contact with the program and contributed to its success. Temporary, but also many lifelong friendships have formed and hopefully will continue to be rekindled for a long time. Why these numbers? Certainly not because I'm a math teacher, but because I care about the large number of people who have lived important values, without which the success of this exchange program over such a long time would not have been possible, and without which the young people would not have felt at home in foreign environments. These are values that are more important today than ever. Community spirit instead of selfishness, tolerance instead of rejection, engagement instead of indifference, respect instead of disrespect, to name just a few. These are fundamental elements of functioning democracies, and these functioning democracies are more endangered than ever. Worldwide, we see and feel the decline. Our principal, Ms. Kiem, who is accompanying us this year in the first week to Barrie, as well as the teaching teams from both schools, who have actively shaped and supported this exchange over the years, are very grateful that the students have the opportunity to have these wonderful experiences. With our guest gift this year, we would like to express our gratitude and connection to Barrie and the significance of this partnership, as well as the values we uphold. Years ago, we as a school community fought for the establishment of an auditorium at Helmholtz Gymnasium in a democratic process, and ultimately we achieved our goal. In 2023, the then 11th grade of our school created a mural in the hall as part of an art project. There, two hands are depicted intertwining. Around these hands, the terms I mentioned earlier can be read: community, engagement, respect, tolerance, and in addition, acceptance, equality, freedom, rights, and democracy. We would like to present you with a copy of this mural today, as we believe that the message of this project by the students of 2023 expresses what global perspectives and the partnership between Barrie and Zweibrücken are all about. May we continue to uphold and live these values together. Thank you very much.
Before we go back to the rest of the evening, I did want to say, first of all, thank you so much for the very kind and thoughtful gift. Certainly, we will find somewhere to display it, and perhaps we should be working with the school board as well to maybe even display it in one of the schools where we're having the programs intersect. Would be a great thing to have. And finally, I just want to say thank you to a couple of groups of people. First of all, to the IRC, I see Mark, Jim, Rob, and there's many families and individuals who make that up. I don't know if Bill's here tonight, or is he? Jamie as well, yeah. And there's tons that help out to make that all work. The other piece is that when students come here, they stay with families. And when our students go there, they stay with families. And it is a full family commitment, and it's awesome. So to all of the host families, I just want to say thank you so much for doing that. I know that you're providing an incredible experience for these young people when they're not in school or in programming. And, you know, as a kid, we actually, I guess maybe about 15-year-old, we actually had a Japanese student come as part of our program there as well. And so thank you for doing that. It's a pretty incredible thing to do, to invest in young people's lives who are from across the world. So appreciate that, and you make this program work, so thank you. Now we're going to talk about something called development charges for the next hour, which I'm sure is not something you want to talk about. So if you'd like to go, you can certainly, we will take a break for you to be able to leave. And if you'd like to stay, it's the most interesting show on television, so you can stay as well. But we'll take just a 2-minute break here.
We don't have to engage in conversation. We're just here to do a job, and that's what you're doing. No, because I don't have to. I'm just here because they can get extra people. So as long as I'm not legally 5 cars or 4 cars. How are you guys doing? You're calling all purposes when I see a lot of money. No, that's we're going to play 2 games.
Everybody be respectful. Perfect. And that's all we do. That's all we say. Remark until the security guard and then the chamber. Yeah, and we'll have a chat with them. So absolutely. Yeah. 5 minutes, and you guys can go. Absolutely. We're just here to witness what's going on. And for sure. I know that this is all for.
Okay, we're going to keep going. It's 7:32 p.m. and we have some business to get into. And so I'm going to ask if there's any deputations regarding municipal restructuring proposal, CAO 001-25, DEV 039-25, updating the development charge waiver, ECD 007-25, the confidential acquisition of land matter, post-secondary institution, ECD 009-25, pilot winter downtown patio program update and recommendations. I'm seeing none. Then we'll move through that. Past tax applications and communications into committee reports, which, Deputy Mayor, I believe you have the committee reports.
Thank you, Mayor Nuttall. Moved by myself, second by Councillor Negussi, that Section A of the General Committee Report dated September 24, 2025, now circulated, be received.
It's moved by Deputy Mayor Thompson, seconded by Councillor Negussi. Section A of the General Committee Report dated September 24, 2025, now circulated, be received. This is 25G209, report of the Affordability Committee dated September 10th, 2025, and 25G210, report of the Finance and Responsible Governance Committee dated September 17th, 2025. Any questions or comments on this motion? Seeing none, all those in favor? It carries. Deputy Mayor.
Moved by myself, second by Councillor Negussi, that Section B of the General Committee Report dated September 24, 2025, now circulated, be adopted.
It's moved by Deputy Mayor Thompson, seconded by Councillor Negussi, that Section B of the General Committee Report dated September 24, 2025, now circulated, be adopted. This is 25G211, Barrie Community Foundation International Relations Committee Youth Ambassadors Program. Donor-Directed Investment Flow-Through Fund, 25G212, Library Budget Requirements Policies, 25G213, Duckworth Street Parking Restrictions, Wards 1 and 2, 25G214, Intellectual Property Rights, Kempfeld Kelly Trademark, 25G215, 2025 Business Plan Status for June 30th. Any questions or comments regarding the motion on the floor? Seeing none, all those in favor? It carries. Deputy Mayor.
Moved by myself, second by Councillor Negussi, that General Committee Report dated September 29, 2025, now circulated, be received.
It's moved by Deputy Mayor Thompson, seconded by Councillor Negussi, that the General Committee Report dated September 29th, 2025, now circulated, be received. This is 25G216, Proposed Municipal Restructuring. Any questions or comments with regards to the motion on the floor? I'm seeing none. All those in favor? It carries unanimously. Deputy Mayor.
Moved by myself, second by Councillor Negussi, that Section A of the General Committee Report dated October 1st, 2025, be adopted.
It's moved by Deputy Mayor Thompson, seconded by Councillor Negussi, that Section A of General Committee Report dated October 1st, 2025 be adopted. This is CAO 001-25, Municipal Restructuring Proposal. Are there any questions or comments from members of Council? I'm seeing none. All those in favor? Carries unanimously. Deputy Mayor.
Moved by myself, second by Councillor Negussi, that Section B of the General Committee Report dated October 1st, 2025 be adopted.
It's moved by Deputy Mayor Thompson, seconded by Councillor Negussi, that Section B of the General Committee Report dated October 1st, 2025 be adopted. This is ECD 007-25, the confidential potential acquisition of land matter post-secondary institution, and ECD 009-25, the pilot winter downtown patio program update and recommendations. Are there any questions or comments with regards to the motion on the floor? I'm seeing none. All those in favor? It carries. Deputy Mayor.
Moved by myself, second by Councillor Negussi, that Section C of the General Committee Report dated October 1st, 2025 be adopted.
It's moved by Deputy Mayor Thompson, seconded by Councillor Negussi, that Section C of the General Committee Report dated October 1st, 2025 be adopted. This is DEV 039-25, update on the development charge waiver holiday. Are there any questions or comments with regards to this motion? None? Okay, well, I'm going to speak to it just because we actually have people in the chamber, and I think it's important. So what we're going to be approving tonight is an $80 million investment in affordable housing in Barrie. That $80 million will create, I think, 65, Mr. CAO, do you remember the number? It's in the report somewhere. I think it was 350 or some odd. Does that sound about right?
Yes, Mayor Nuttall, I believe it was north of 350, yes.
Perfect. And so by increasing to 80 million, you're talking about a 20% increase. So we should be able to get to 380 or 400, somewhere in that number, by investing this $80 million. So this is an historic investment in affordable housing in the city of Barrie, one that has not happened probably ever, and certainly hasn't happened since the project housing that I grew up in, right? So the last major build in the city of Barrie was 120 units over in Mill Creek. And this will far, far, far surpass that. When you couple this investment with what Mapleview Church is doing, creating another 31 units, I believe, then you look at what the county is doing that the city is paying a quarter of, where there's another 300 and some odd units in Simcoe County, of which 215 are in the city of Barrie. What you're seeing are hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of units being created for affordability in the city. And that is something that I think that we can all be proud of at the end of the day. So I want to say thank you to Council for this investment. Thank you for putting this program together. And certainly we look forward to getting these units built and make sure that the 20% affordable housing hits the market. And one of the things that I did after we approved this was through my strong mayor powers was to make sure that it was only available for Barrie residents, which is something that we had talked about doing in advance and forgotten to put it into the motion. So that's hundreds and hundreds of units for Barrie residents, which is awesome, awesome, awesome to see. So we'll call the vote, and I'll ask for a record a vote, please.
Thank you, Mayor Nuttall. I'm going to start with Councillor Rima.
Yes.
Councillor Nixon.
Yes.
Deputy Mayor Thompson.
Yes.
Councillor Negussi.
Yes.
Councillor Hardy.
Yes.
Councillor Harris.
Yes.
Councillor Morales.
Yes.
Councillor Hamilton.
Yes.
And Mayor Nuttall.
Yes.
Motion carries.
Thank you, Madam Clerk. We're now going to move on to is it direct motions? Perfect. Before we get to direct motions, let me make sure that I've got nothing else here. No, there's no deferred business. So, Deputy Mayor, it's over to you.
Sorry about that. Moved by myself, second by Councillor Nixon. Update to the use of city property bylaw.
Okay, we'll go from the shaker to the mover.
Okay. I just put the motion on the floor as written, correct? Okay, moved by myself, seconded by Deputy Mayor Thompson regarding operating and capital costs for the 2025 ice storm. Whereas the municipality of the City of Barrie has eligible costs directly linked to the March 2025 ice storm, the Council of the Corporation of the City of Barrie hereby requests assistance under the Municipal Ice Storm Assistance Program with the Minister of Municipal Affairs and Housing to allow for the City of Barrie to submit a claim for costs associated with the ice storm. And further, that Colleen Smith, Interim Director of Finance, be given delegated authority to verify and attest to the accuracy of the claim.
Thank you, Councillor Nixon. Madam Clerk. It's moved by Councillor Nixon, seconded by Deputy Mayor Thompson, the operating capital costs for the 2025 ice storm. Whereas the municipality of the City of Barrie is eligible costs directly linked to the March 2025 ice storm, the Council of the Corporation of the City of Barrie hereby requests assistance under the Municipal Ice Storm Assistance Program with the Minister of Municipal Affairs and Housing to allow the City of Barrie to submit a claim for costs associated with the ice storm, and further that Colleen Smith, Interim Director of Finance, be given delegated authority to verify and attest to the accuracy of the claim. Are there any questions or comments with regards to the ice storm motion? Seeing none, all those in favor? Carries unanimously. I think it's your turn.
Moved by myself, second by Councillor Nixon. Update to the use of city property bylaw. Under the current state of emergency, staff have the authority to bring forward updates to existing bylaws to ensure they reflect the current process and practices related to encampment response and are presenting by Bill 110 and updated to the use of city property bylaw for consideration by council. 2, that staff and legislative and court service department enforcement services be authorized to make application to the Ministry Attorney General to set fines related to the use of city property bylaw with fine amounts ranging from 100 to 1,000 based on the nature of the offense.
It's moved by Deputy Mayor Thompson, seconded by Councillor Nixon. An update to the use of city property bylaw. 1, that under the current state of emergency, staff have the authority to bring forward updates to existing bylaws to ensure that they reflect current processes and practices related to encampment response and are presenting Bill 110, an update to the use of city property bylaw for consideration by council. 2, the staff in the Legislative and Court Services Department, Enforcement Services, be authorized to make application to the Ministry of the Attorney General for set fines related to the use of city property bylaw, with fine amounts ranging from $100 to $1,000 based on the nature of the offense. Deputy Mayor.
Thank you, Mayor Nuttall. So this, just a little bit of background and stuff. It's the definition related to tents and structures, and considering, like, it's just bringing it in line with the current parks bylaw and adding the reference to a boulevard. And it actually, and the amendments to the legislation were to ensure alignment with the current section of the Municipal Act. And I can get into it, but, I understand this is a touchy subject, but I think for a lot of different reasons. The weather's changing. I don't think anybody in this room would consider a tent on a boulevard a safe or a humane place. And I think some of the comments you made about the DC bylaw, that, this council is doing lots to try to, create with the affordable housing crisis and stuff like that. So I believe that this isn't about, an overreach under the Emergency Act and stuff. It's bringing things in a line, and actually it's a safety concern. As the weather changes, people on boulevards, for any reason, is unsafe. That's where the snow windrows, the windrow from the snow plows go. Cars lose control. Cars end up on boulevards, and it's a safety concern, to be frank. But this is just to bring things so they're all aligned, and, we're looking at helping people. And I don't believe that having a tent or a structure on a boulevard is good for anybody.
Any other comments or questions? Councillor Hamilton.
I just have a question in regards to the reapplying for set fines, and perhaps this is directed to Madame Clerk. So this is just part of the process that when you open up a bylaw, you have to then resubmit it, you have to reapply for the fines again. Can you just provide some clarity in terms of how the fines are given out, so to speak? Like, when I read this full motion in its entirety, I guess what I'm getting at, I want to make sure that we're not handing out fines to people in encampments, right? Like, we're not looking at implementing new fines to people that are otherwise out unhoused. This is not the intent, correct?
Thank you, Councillor Hamilton. Yes, that is correct. We do not issue fines to those living in encampments. They are issued notices once all services and accommodations are put in place. That's when they would be issued a notice, but no fines are issued. This bylaw applies to a number of different things throughout the city, and the fines that are in the bylaw are issued for a number of different matters. Not just, this bylaw is a citywide bylaw. It's not just directed at one thing.
Thank you. Appreciate that clarity.
Yep, Councillor Harris.
Yeah, thank you, Mayor Nuttall, and thank you, Councillor Hamilton. I had the same kind of interesting clarification of what this was and what it wasn't. So we know it's adding the boulevard. We know it's not adding additional fines. It's just that has to be added in line with the additional area, what we're talking about, boulevards. I guess my other just question for clarity, and people are here obviously for a certain concern, with regard to public spaces, and just want to clarify, maybe I'm not sure it's through you, Mayor Nuttall, to who it might be, maybe it's CO Prowse, but we are still bound by the approach that we are required, if we move somebody from a public space, to offer a different level of accommodation. Is that correct?
Through you, Mayor Nuttall, to Councillor Harris, that is correct. The city continues to abide by and follow religiously the decisions of the courts, which have shaped the way we deal and other municipalities deal with encampments.
Great, thank you. And I think, Deputy Mayor Thompson, you said it well. I mean, living on a boulevard very shortly will be a very dangerous proposition. So I think it's a safe place to start with, that we don't want people on boulevards and being at risk. So whether it be cars or snow removal or whatever. It seems very dangerous. So thank you.
Any other questions or comments on the bylaws? So I just want to be really clear. This isn't a wintertime move, okay? This is a permanent move. The encampments are no longer welcome. They were never safe. And to accept otherwise would be not taking the facts into consideration. And it doesn't matter if they're on the side of a road, or they're in a forest, or they're in a park. There are massive amounts of drugs, weapons, and individuals, both those who are taking advantage of victims and victims inside of the encampments, and victims around them. And I think we need to be very, very, very clear, which is why I declared the state of emergency, on what the expectation is in the city of Barrie. The expectation in the city of Barrie is that if you want help, and you want housing, and you want support, then we are here to help. We'll bring in the county, they will bring in the agencies, and provide the support necessary. If you want to live in addiction on the side of a road, in the forest, or in a park that's supposed to be meant for kids to be playing in, please find somewhere else that has those sanctioned areas, because Barrie no longer has these encampments sanctioned. And it will take months and millions and millions and millions of dollars to the cleanup, and we will invest tens of millions of dollars. Already tonight, $80 million in the answers. But that is always going to be the better road than an encampment on the side of the road with a tent with drugs and 10,000 cash and crossbows and starter pistols and knives and kids walking by. It's just not allowed in this city anymore. And our bylaws need to be brought up to date to reflect what the expectation, the rules of this community are. And it's unfortunate that it's gotten to this point, but this is what's necessary, because until right now, with the emergency in place, we have the emergency, which is determining the rules, that's going to dissipate as soon as the encampments are gone. And we need to make sure that all of the bylaws are properly structured, properly communicated with the province, the Attorney General's office, and properly communicated to the public to ensure that we can actually make these bylaws work and enforce them. So I really do appreciate Council taking this on this evening. This work is going to take years. It's not going to take nights, right? And there's a lot of folks, a lot of individuals that need help. And the only way we improve our community is person after person, individual after individual getting that help and support. It's the only way. So I'll call the vote on the item at this point, and I'll ask again for a recorded vote, please, Madam Clerk.
Thank you, Mayor Nuttall. Councillor Riedma.
Yes.
Councillor Nixon.
Yes.
Deputy Mayor Thompson.
Yes.
Councillor Negussi.
Yes.
Councillor Harvey.
Yes.
Councillor Harris.
Yes.
Councillor Morales.
Yes.
Councillor Hamilton.
Yes.
Mayor Nuttall.
Yes.
Motion carries.
Thank you, Madam Clerk. We're now going to go to inquiries, as there's no presentations this evening. Are there any inquiries? Sorry, there's another. You know what?
I have a direct motion.
There's two more. Yes. Oh. One more. I'm sorry for cutting you off there.
No problem.
The floor is yours.
Thank you. I have a motion moved by myself, seconded by Councillor Nixon. It's to do with a notice without motion, letter of support for Match Point Tennis Club for concept of a tennis dome to be located in the city of Barrie.
It's moved by Councillor Riedma and seconded by, all right, who's the culprit? Councillor Nixon. That is the signature, sir. There's a motion without notice. Letter of support for Match Point Tennis Club for a concept of a tennis dome to be located in the city of Barrie. that pursuant to Section 7.1 of the Procedural Bylaw 2019-100 as amended, permission be granted to introduce a motion without notice concerning a letter of support for Match Point Tennis Club for their concept of a tennis dome to be located in the city of Barrie. As it is the motion without notice, there's no debate on it, so all those in favor of the motion without notice? And it carries.
Thank you, Mr. Mayor. Moved by myself, seconded by Councillor Nixon, that a letter of support be provided to Match Point Tennis Club for their concept of a tennis dome to be located in the city of Barrie, and that staff work with representatives of Match Point Tennis Club on potential locations and report back to the Infrastructure and Community Investment Committee. And I can speak to it.
Thank you, Councillor. Thank you, Madam Clerk. It's moved by Councillor Riepma, seconded by Councillor Nixon, that the letter of support for Match Point Tennis Club for concept of a tennis dome to be located in the city of Barrie, that a letter of support be provided to Match Point Tennis Club for the concept of a tennis dome to be located in the city of Barrie, and that staff work with representatives of Match Point Tennis Club on potential locations to report back to the Infrastructure and Community Investment Committee. It's over to you there, Councillor Riepma.
Thank you, Mr. Mayor. And I'm normally not very supportive of last-minute motions coming before this table, but in this case, we've just been requested to support a application for a grant. The grant has to be in the next couple of days, so we won't be meeting between now and when the grant is due. So what they're asking for is support for the grant, and that they'll work with our staff to find a suitable home for a potential dome. So that's the reason for the motion tonight.
Thank you, Councillor. And I need to apologize on this one because it was stuck in my my technology as I didn't answer it quickly enough a week and a half ago. So it's my fault that it's so late, and appreciate everyone giving it the time. Councillor Morales.
Thank you, Mayor Nuttall. Thank you, Councillor Riepma, for the explanation as to why the timing. It's never good to miss money. It's even worse to have to give it back. Do you get the reference, Mayor Nuttall? Tennis club over...
Yeah, you might as well say what the reference is.
Yeah, so I'll be hesitantly supportive. The only reason I'm hesitantly supportive of this is that we support it, the plan, right? We haven't seen the plan. I trust that the work has been done and the right people have seen it. So I trust that. The other thing is we're supporting the letter and we're supporting the application. If we bring money back to Barrie, that's great. If it's not successful, the wording of this doesn't tie us to Match Point. And the reason I bring that up is you and I have had conversations with people who want to provide the service, with people who have been in the Barrie and area community for decades. So I don't want this to send the message that thank you for all that work and actual work that they did over a year ago. We're now forming an exclusive partnership. So because I didn't see anything about a partnership or we're moving forward no matter what, just we're essentially stamping their letter and wishing them good luck. As a result, I'll be quietly supportive of this. But Mayor Nuttall, I definitely wanted to make that clear distinction between endorsing their application and moving forward on an exclusivity basis, because I think that distinction needs to be made.
Yeah, I think so, Councillor. Thank you for raising that. And back in 2010, I think we applied. We're essentially being guaranteed the money, but decided not to because there was a plea from the Springwater bubble not to create any competition inside the city of Barrie to them. They're now communicating to us that they're being told by Springwater that they can't have Barrie individuals in there, that it's a Springwater dome, that first come, first serve for Springwater, and if there's anything left over, then they'll work through that with Barrie folks. So I think that kind of burned us, quite frankly, 15 years later, because it was paid for, ready to go. Ray something was the
Ray Demaray.
Demaray, thank you, was the person who brought that forward. But I think it's also important when we're talking about this, Councillor Morales, is this is a group that's forming in Barrie, from Barrie to do this through Tennis Canada. So what they're doing is taking the grants that have been given to Tennis Canada and saying, use some of the money here. And there is no location set. There's no anything really set at this point. We're supporting the actual grant application. I will say I'd be hard pressed to go through and support their application to Tennis Canada and then come up with a different operating partner than the one who's done the work to go get the application done and then get the approval. So I agree with you. All things being equal on the back end of this, I think we should be rewarding the ones who did the work. And that's just, to me, it just makes sense and is fair. So
just very quickly, I also didn't even have the background knowledge of the recent development from the township of Springwood. That changes dynamics a lot.
100%, 100%. And they were one of the groups that are looking in Barrie as well. To be totally frank, like they realize how much of an issue it is for them. Any other questions or comments on this motion? I'm seeing none, so I'm going to call a vote. All those in favor? Carries. You might see Sergio and me playing tennis in his bubble one day. You'll pass. I'm going to hold back on pickleball because it'll lose me votes. We're going to move past then. I don't think there's any more direct motions. And we're going to go to inquiries. Are there any inquiries around the table? I'm seeing none. Are there any announcements around the table? That's when Councillor Kungl logs in. Councillor Harris.
Yeah, for Councillor Kungl, ironically.
Oh, here we go.
In recognition of our bird-friendly cities and communities initiative, tonight we recognize October Big Day Fall Migration taking place on October 11th, 2025 in celebration of Fall World Migratory Bird Day. This global event highlights the incredible journeys of migratory birds and the vital role they play in connecting ecosystems and communities across nations. Barrie, situated on the Atlantic Flyway, is a key stopover for many bird species during migration. This year's theme, Shared Spaces, Creating Bird-Friendly Cities and Communities, encourages us to protect birds through education, sustainable practices, and community engagement. On behalf of Mayor Alex Nuttall and the City of Barrie, we officially proclaim that October 11th, 2025 is October Big Day and invite all citizens to celebrate the beauty and importance of migratory birds in our community. So thank you.
Perfect. I can't wait for it. And are there any other announcements? Okay, so we're going to move past Migratory Bird Day and into a notice on Canada Post strike. Just want to remind our residents that service Barrie at barrie.ca, or you can contact us obviously through Service Barrie on the phone or just visiting barrie.ca for any of water, wastewater bills, tax bill questions, fines or infractions. So please understand that you're still obligated to pay all of these items despite Canada Post being on strike. And also want to remind folks that Textile Collection Week occurs the 6th to the 10th of October. 2025 residents are encouraged to help keep reusable items out of the landfill by participating in the curbside collection of textiles. So for more information you can visit barrie.ca. Residents are invited to complete a survey and provide feedback about the city's drinking water. The deadline to complete the survey is October 24th, 2025. For more information, please visit barrie.ca. And as a friendly reminder, this is the last council committee meeting until October 29th, which is obviously just over 4 weeks away. Finally, I just want to, because there's a lot of different pages, Rebecca, to your team, can you say thank you? Because there's a lot of announcements on a weekly basis, and they all have pages that back them up and get the information out. And I'm just realizing that how much there is as we go through it. So please pass on the thank you for that. We're going to move into the bylaws. Deputy Mayor.
Moved by myself, second by Councillor Negussi. Leave be granted to introduce the following bills, and these bills be read a first, second, and third time this day and finally passed. Bill 109, 110, 111.
It's moved by Deputy Mayor Thompson, seconded by Councillor Negussi, that leave be granted to introduce the following bills, and these bills be read a first, second, and third time this day and finally passed. Bills 109, 110, and 111. Any questions or comments on the bills? Seeing none, all those in favor? It carries. Deputy Mayor.
Moved by myself, seconded by Councillor Negussi. Leave be granted to introduce the following bill, and this bill be read a first, second, and third time on this day and finally passed. Bill 112, confirmation.
It's a confirmation bylaw. It's moved by Deputy Mayor Thompson, seconded by Councillor Negussi, that leave be granted to introduce the following bill, and this bill be read a first, second, and third time this day and finally passed. Bill 112. Any questions or comments from members of council? I'm seeing none. All those in favor? It carries. May I have a motion to adjourn, please? It's moved by Councillor Harvey and seconded by Councillor Negussi. All those in favor? It carries unanimously. Thanks, everyone. We're adjourning at 8:04 p.m.
Yes, we really ought to have. You have the right to protest. You have the right to feel safe and just protest. And I'm glad you guys didn't cause a ruckus. I appreciate that.
Honestly, we've never caused a ruckus. Protesting.
The ruckus coming from this guy saying that the encampments are so unsafe that there's movement. His own damn house, I'm sure, has its own supply.
Unfortunately, I can't comment on any of that. I'm not directly involved in any of that, right? So.